Today we're going to talk to some of the kids with the Orioles RBI program. And joining me behind home plate because she wants to be a catcher is Kiana. Kiana, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
And you tell me that you really like to catch.
Yes, I do.
Any other position that you like to play?
Well, since I play softball, I also like to play baseball. So I play baseball for second, shortstop, and all the outfield.
And you do all the other positions, but catching is the most interesting, right?
Yes.
All right. Anything that you want to know about catching today? Is it a difficult position for you to play?
Well, catching for me for softball is most challenging for me since the ball is easier to catch, but it's mostly harder to see the ball when it's I gotta keep jumping, reaching all over the place, but when it goes behind me, when there's somebody on third base, when they're trying to steal home, I gotta always run and throw it to the pitcher.
Right. So you're not throwing it to the bases?
Nope.
Well, okay. Let's stand here behind home plate, and I'll give you, you're going to pretend you have a catcher. You're the catcher, even though you don't have the catching. Let me have your ball. And even though you don't have, but the most important part really to start off is to learn how to sit behind home plate. And on the balls of your feet, let's just say you're going to sit right behind the middle. On the balls of your feet, you go down into this position, okay? That's good. Now, you see, you like to put your hand behind your back. And what I teach is when you do this, you've got to have a cover over your shoulder because this is what they call an AC joint. And if you get hit by a foul ball there, that's going to hurt for a long time. Yeah. But if you bring your arm out here, now give me a good target. Show me a target. Now bring your arm and put your thumb inside your fingers, but behind your target. Now stick your glove out a little bit farther. And that's perfect. You see, nice and loose, because if you get hit by the ball or a foul tip, your fingers will give a little bit and you won't get hurt, okay? And plus, if your glove's in front of your hand, it'll never get to your hand, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna give a target on the balls of my feet, and I'm gonna put, just like this, my hand is gonna be right behind the glove. And that way, my shoulder is protected and my thumb is protected, and the ball inside your fingers, and lightly grip it, but always keep it behind your glove, okay? All right, now let me see you sit down in the catcher's position and give me a nice target, and that's where you want. That's good. Now spread your feet a little bit into a wider position. That's right, no farther apart than your shoulders. That's perfect. You look very good. Then when the ball comes in, that's all you got to do. Now, do you have trouble throwing to the bases?
Well, when it's like 2 outs, my coach always said when somebody's on first, when they steal the second, don't throw it to second, because when you throw it and you throw it over, that equals bad throws equal runs, because they will get to steal even more. But when it's the first out, I tend to throw it, but when they're almost close to the base, I don't throw it. But when they're on third base, me and my friend on third, we always get prepared to throw it, and I always get that out on there.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you go to throw a baseball, it's always good to know that the first step is really the most important step, okay? And what I mean by that is when you catch the ball, your first step has to be parallel to that line. You know what I mean? Yes. And the reason why this step here is so that when you turn to throw, I catch the ball, when I turn to throw, this foot being in this position will allow my hips and my shoulders to turn with my target line, which is second base. If you're going to throw to third base, you don't have to turn it as much, but you want to turn it parallel to your target line. You know what that means. So once you catch the ball, the first step you want is with your right foot, turn it sideways, then your hips and your shoulders. Yep, now your hips and shoulders will line up with your target, right? Mm-hmm. And now all you have to do is just throw the ball. And it should be on line.
Oh,
what
I never knew that.
You never knew that. So what's the most important step in learning to throw? The first step.
First step.
The first step, perfect. Now, turn your body sideways and then stride. Look at this, you're already in a perfect position. Grab this ball and throw it right at that producer over there, because he's a good target all the time. And then, there you go. And you know what? Sooner or later, when you practice throwing, now to build arm strength, You want to get with a friend of yours and throw long all the time, and the farther you throw, the more backspin you have to put on the ball. And that's what really strengthens your arm. And then pretty soon, throwing to second base is easy. All right? Give me 5. All right. You're a good student. Thanks for joining me today.